in danger of telling scary stories at Tidmouth Sheds.
You know, Thomas, we did used to have an express that ran through your branch line, but they had to close it down because of an incident.
Ah, well, that's not that scary, James.
So, Thomas, it's your turn to tell a story.
Well, my story is a personal experience that I've had before. A loss of a friend that I don't know if he deserves it or not. So here we go. It was the early years of Sodor, and some engines had been loaned from different railways. Some made the Walsworth and Sudbury Railway, and some others from the BR. One of these engines was my brother, Timothy. One night, I was getting ready for my nightly passenger train. And not too long after I started getting ready, puffed my brother Timothy into the station. I greeted him kindly and asked how he was doing. But he didn't say anything. He just stared at me, unamused. Now this wasn't the first time he's done this. Sometimes, or when I met him, he'd either shout at me, or just not look at me. Now Timothy had a bit of a different appearance than me. His paint was grey, he had no extended side tanks, and he had the number 0 on his side, as if the original or lost engine. He blew his ghostly whistle and left the station in a hurry. Their journey was going well when it started. But the passengers and driver didn't know that Timothy was planning something. Timothy also had some weird tendencies, and I also felt kind of bad for him that night. When he approached Crosby is when his plan entered phase 2. Now the hill is where things started to take a turn for the worst. Timothy went full speed up the hill to prevent the weight from pulling him down. Now normally at the top of the hill, trains are supposed to apply their brakes to slow down, but Timothy's brakes didn't work, so we kept on going full speed. But Timothy had planned for the brakes to not work. Timothy was supposed to stop a Marin, but he just raced right past it. The viaduct was under construction, making things even worse. The driver tried to apply the brakes, but it wouldn't work. It was almost like Timothy was forcing the throttle to go forward, but it was too late. I was later approaching Marin when I was stopped by a signalman. There's been an accident at the viaduct. You can't cross. I wanted to see for myself, so I did. But I wasn't expecting to see what was below the viaduct. I saw smoke and some fire at the bottom of the viaduct. Then I remembered something. I remember that the viaduct was still under construction, and that me and Timothy both had to go this way. But we had to stop at Marin because the abbey wasn't complete yet at the time, so I didn't know. Timothy had flew off the viaduct, and I had lost one of my brothers, and so I puffed back to Timothy's sheds, feeling sad. Sorry the story was a bit too sad, but I guess I just wanted to share it with all of you.
Well, this might be the scariest story told this night.
You know, Thomas, I'm surprised no one's told you this up until now. It's why the rules are so strict nowadays on the railway.
Thomas puffed to the back of the sheds, feeling somber. Like you said earlier, the story left a bad taste in his mouth, and the other engines had felt this. They also felt sorry for Thomas, but in a way, they felt sorry for Timothy. But does he deserve it? Who knows?